Ooh, I need to get this again, actually, I think. Copy link. Okay, let's see if it works. Yep. Broadcast. Offline. Damn. Do I need to get the latest? I thought I did. Any of y'all used zap.stream before? I know that everyone I know that uses it just pays for the hosted stream URL. Copy link. Edit. Save. Must be a parameterized replaceable event. That's nice. So you can edit it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try and open this in a new browser. Just have a feeling. If not, we might just have to pay. Ah, shit. Edit. Status live. If I get this stream URL, can I just view it? .m3u8. That should be the correct. Ooh, it just installs it. Okay. Let's try it one more time. Okay, broadcast, offline. I must be getting the wrong URL. Okay, well, sorry, Noster. I'll have to try this a different day. Let me delete this. Maybe I can make some kind of tool to pull my own stream URL. Because, like, I'm already paying for Restream. I don't want to pay for zap.stream as well. Like, I don't want to pay to stream to Noster. But okay, we'll figure that out next time. But let's get into some of the coding here. Get it dark. There we go. So what's up? I'm going to be working on the PlebDevs platform today. This is going to be basically website and platform all in one. I want to be able to host all of my content from workshops to courses, and I want the data to be stored on Noster. But I'm kind of heavily filtering it at first through the client. But the goal would be to get all of the functionality on this, which is basically like there's going to be free resources that you can watch, but there's also going to be paid ones. There's also going to be optional tipping or zapping. and then there's going to be subscriptions. So like really at the end of the day, I would love to have all of these things like baked in such a way to where any other client could do it. It's fully on Nostr. But starting out, I'm just going to store the data on Nostr, and I'm going to do some very manual finagling in my own database and stuff like that to track subscriptions. I think mainly subscriptions. Yeah, and I have kind of a basic database here where I'm going to be storing, oh yeah, of course, like users and roles, and that role is based off subscription. There's going to be purchases, courses, resources, but course and the resource here, like we are storing the content, but I'm also storing the note ID. So the content will kind of be cross-posted at first, but will still live on Nostr, and the goal will kind of be that I'll be able to phase out my database completely, and eventually hopefully not need to store a database, or if anything, only just store like a list of Nostr key pairs, or not key pairs, but Nostr public keys. But still got a lot to build out before then, so let's get to it. I'm gonna start up my Docker container here. We'll get going. Yeah, so I'm using Next.js here, and I've got Prisma and Postgres for the database. Kind of just a setup that a lot of people seem to be doing, but one I'm comfortable with. I know how it works. I like it. Seems pretty scalable. I was on the Mongo train for a while, and I still really like Mongo, but oh my god, like when you start to scale stuff, it gets really difficult. Or any kind of like relationships between data, it gets really difficult with Mongo. But I think Mongo is way easier to kind of just spin up. Like if I only needed to store like 1 or 2 unrelated collections of data, I would probably use Mongo. But anytime you have relationships, it's better to just start with Postgres or something like that, and then like model it out up front. Because this is my like initial, I only have like one initial migration, but I've actually iterated on this schema quite a bit already. And it's pretty simple though. Rebuilding this from scratch, so it's taken a minute. But yeah, I have a lot of the structure in place. There's still just a lot of features to be built out. So what I'm going to be working on first is rendering. First, I had some hard-coded example data that I was rendering on the front end. And for resources, I just posted like an example Nostr note that I'm filtering for. So like process resources. Resources comes from useSelector. So I have state management. It comes back to this use Nostr hook. So I always like to use a kind of use Nostr hook here. And this is basically kind of a generic hook that's just subscribing to different kinds of Nostr events. There's some stuff like fetch kind 0 here. But I've got this fetch resources, which I'm using. And this on event, dispatch add resource. So this populates state. And right now I'm basically just filtering off of the long form kind, 323. I'm looking at my pub key, and I'm making sure this has a PlebDevs tag on it. Because at first I'm gonna heavily filter like what data gets rendered on the website. Well, mainly because it's only gonna be my data at first, but eventually I wanna make it to where like people can post their resources and courses up there as well. But for right now, like, you know, it's going to be stored on Nostr, but just heavily filtering it and looking for my own tag that only I'm going to add. Or I guess someone else could add it. Okay, looks like we're running. So let's see how we look. Close 3,000. Let's see if anything's broke since last time I run it. Yeah, Docker plus OBS is always fun. Compiling. Good Lord. There we go. 33 seconds. Let's go. Okay, there we go. Took a second. Sweet. So courses at the top here. This is still my hard-coded data and the resources. This is what I am pulling from Noster, and I think I'm just duplicating it twice right now, just to fill in space. Error during auto login. Type your object is null. Auto login. Use login. Just trying to get my pub key from local storage. I forgot I even implemented this. Type error object is null. Use login 3153. 31. API handler should not return a value received object. So I guess I'm pulling in, maybe I deleted my database by accident. Let's see what we get back here though. So else if, so it's basically trying to auto log us in based on the pub key in, let's zoom in a little bit. The pub key in local storage. If it doesn't, response.data, if it finds it on the API, it just sets it to state. Otherwise, we need to create a user. So I grab their kind 0 fields, I parse their kind 0 payload, I save their pub key in any fields, and then I create user. Well, what is this? That might be what's going on. What the heck is that? Okay, that's probably my bug. That wasn't coming from anywhere. Let's try it now. Auto login. Okay, let's see what's happening. So we've got this first response, which should be just looking if the user exists, so auto login response. And if so, that's a happy path. Otherwise, let's check the kind 0. And let's check the create user response. All right, let's see what we get. Auto login response. So we got an initial response. Data is empty. Data is empty. 204. So not found. And then we go and try and find our kind 0, and it's null. So that's what's happening. I bet there's just literally not a pub key, and we're not detecting that. Local storage. I do have a pub key. Let's reset it. Let's see if a clean startup will actually fix this and clear this. Fetching resources. Okay, these are fine. That's just from my last render. Did it log me in? subscription, fetching resources. Okay, so it didn't repopulate. So const public key, if not public key, return. So really, I need to be in the nav bar. Router, use router. Menu bar. User avatar. So it must be the conditional logic in here. So handle logout. Okay, router.push. So if user, this is user from state. Show the username pub key. If user else. Oh, I see. So else, this is the login button. It's not showing though. Return user avatar. This goes in the nav bar. We have start. PlebDevs, that's the PlebDevs logo. End is user avatar. Rounded, unclick. Same text. So if user, so it must be a problem with this condition. So let's see what user is. Is an empty object, but that's still passing my condition. So really I need to say if user and user.pubkey. Let's see here, redux, user reducer, we got user. And user not equal to empty object. Just do that. It's just telling me this condition will always return true by reference, not by value. Okay, I see. And user dot keys. No, I need to say and object dot keys. So I'm going to see if it has keys. So object.keys of user, length is greater than 0. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, so I actually didn't need this here because it already says login. Label. Okay, so, there we go. Okay, let's actually try and log in now. So log in with Noster, log in anonymously. Anonymously will create a new ephemeral key pair. And log in with Noster should use extensions. Let's try this. Okay, sweet. Pulls in my user, pulls in the fields. And if I dumpster this and refresh, it should auto log in. Yeah, okay. Cool. I guess I got messed up last time because my database got cleared, I suppose. All right, so the thing we built is already working. let's go back to what I actually want to do here, resources. Okay, so what do I want to render down here? Right now I don't really need either of these two buttons. I want to have, we've got title, we've got description, we've got published, and then we've got these two buttons. So how do I want this to look? How does YouTube videos look? Like the YouTube thumbnail UI. Probably want to do something like that. So we have profile picture. Okay, I see. So I want to have something like this, but with like zap button on it. But right now it's a little bit redundant to show the profile picture down here because they're all going to be the same. It's all going to be the PlebDevs guy. So I think let's... Yeah, I'm gonna keep this in a column, and I'm gonna add one of these buttons into the row, and this is gonna be your zap button. Published. So let's align everything left. So text center. Summary does not need text center. Justify start. Okay. Now I just need to limit that width. So the image has a width of 344. So I should, is that pixels? Width number. Let's make this the same width. So W 344 PX. Um, 426 pixels actually. So if that can stay static, we should be good. 426 px. And justify start. Let's see. Okay, that looks kind of nice. Shifts over to the left. And maybe I can add some padding on the x-axis, px2, just to keep it inside a little bit. Cool. Do like px1. Let's shift this up, and I'm going to comment out the buttons for right now. Get this all lined up before I deal with the buttons. So how does YouTube do this again? I need to like format this. This is too verbose. YouTube. Just says 456K. So it abbreviates to K, to 100, to mil. Oh wait, no, that's views. What am I saying? 9 months ago, 6 hours ago. I see. So how am I processing the timestamp here? Parse resource event. Utils noster. Utils time. Format Unix timestamp. Return. Date.string. So let's make a new helper function. We'll say format to how long ago? Export const format, format time stamp to how long ago. That seems like a terrible function name, but I don't know how else to put this. So we're taking a timestamp, we're gonna say it was this this long ago. Oh wow. Copilot. No way this will work. This looks terrible. Format timestamp to how long ago. Years, month, days, hours, minutes, seconds. Let's try it. So this is format timestamp to how long ago. Am I using format Unix timestamp? Right there. Okay. Will this work? Published 1 month ago. Sweet. We'll fix it when it breaks. Okay, so I need to get rid of the text center here. We'll align with the rest of the container. Published 1 month ago. And I want to do a, actually, this padding looks weird now. I'm gonna get this right because I'm just gonna copy it over for the courses. So there's like, it looks like the description isn't even here. They just have the title. They have a way smaller, grayer text. So let's bump this up a bit. So we've got H4, font bold, text large. XL. Sweet. And then this text looks good, and I'll just make this smaller and grayer. XS. Font. Text. Gray 400. Okay. Let's just try text small. Sweet. That looks pretty nice. Now, where do I want the zap button? Are these clickable? No, they're not. Yeah, that's fine for right now. I need to figure out where I'm going to put the zap button, but we're not working on zaps today. I want to render the full pages of these resources, but now that I've got this in, I'm going to jump over to courses and kind of give it the same style makeover. And then we'll broadcast an example note for courses. Sweet. Yeah, that should work. copy this over, just start renaming shit. Oh yeah, I already got to set up an image proxy just to render the Nostr profile images. So that's fun. Resources. Resource event. Okay, so this is a function I'm going to need to build, parse course event. It might be the same though, in which case we might just call it parse event. So process courses. Process courses. So it's going to be course template. Course. Okay, I think that looks good. Course template. Did I spell that wrong? No. Ah. Okay, it looks like it should be about the same. Sweet. Okay, we'll just keep reusing that function. So now I just need a valid course that I need to post to Nostr. And I'm gonna grab that from courses. And how does this get populated in the selector, first of all? It's probably from the page. Index, yeah, we've got fetch resources. So let's add fetch courses. Okay, back into my use Nostr hook. So this is our fetch resources function. So I want to do something similar. But which courses? I actually need a tag to differentiate between courses and resources. So I'm going to change this to has required tags. Required tags. Event data.sum, tag of value. Looking for a tag of t and value equals plebdev. I need like an and. Tag use course. It kind of looks terrible. Kinda looks terrible, but it should work. Has required tags. There we go. Sweet, I'm gonna do something similar to resources, and we'll have to post both our resource and our course. Required tags. Resource. Okay, then we'll dispatch the course into state, and that should keep everything hydrated. Error fetching courses. Okay. Courses. Sweet, and I'm gonna broadcast 2 new notes. How do I want to do this? So right now, in a sense, both a course and a resource are going to be markdown documents. I just wonder if I should use a different event kind. Let's look into the nibs here, because I need some kind of meta event that's referencing other events. I suppose could use reply tags, but let's look into the Nostr nibs. Word seal, generic repos, channel creation, channel metadata, channel message, file metadata, chat message, reporting, label, community post, job request, job result, job feedbacks, app goals, app request, highlights. The doc content of these events is the highlighted portion of the text. Okay. Not highlights, bookmark list. Let's look at this. This snip defines a list of things that users can create lists. Oh, this is just lists. Is it a lister? Should I make it a lister? List, search relays, user list, file storage list. Yeah. Auth, Nostr Connect, auth, follow sets. Generic lists. Curation sets. What is this? Snip defines lists of things that users can create. Lists can contain references to anything, and those references can be public or private. That sounds pretty good. Public items in a list are specified in the event tags array, while private items are specified in a JSON array that mimics the structure of the event tags array, but stringified and encrypted using the same scheme from NIP4. That's kind of interesting. So if it's a private tag or a private reference, you encrypt it with NIP4. Yeah, that's interesting, because I want to figure out a way at some point how I can post something like, let's say if I did like a paid workshop, I want to be able to post this note, this broadcasting, here's my paid workshop, come pay for it, and then you'll have access to it. But I want it to be without interaction, just to be able to post that and for you to be able to pay a Lightning invoice somehow and have it decrypted so that you can access the content. Could maybe do that with this NIP. Curation sets. Which one is supposed to be the curation sets? 30004. Ah, okay. Groups of articles picked by users as interesting and or belonging in the same category. Groups of videos picked by users as interesting and belonging. Why do they separate videos and articles? Interest sets. Groups of files and software release. I might just do interest sets. So interest topics represented by a bunch of hashtags. T. I need to think about this. I'll need to hit the whiteboard for this. Because, I mean, I guess according to the spec, this kind of makes sense. Because in my world, like a course is going to be a collection of markdown documents inside of a markdown. Actually, it's going to be a markdown document with a bunch of links to other markdown documents. So like in that sense, it should be a list, but in another sense, it's literally just a markdown document. So the simple thing to do is just to throw on a different tag and treat it differently in my UI. And either way, like that should render, like it's just a long form event. So if you're on obla.news, I guess you could see a course or a resource, but you know, the title and the description would tell you what it is. It should be obvious. And a collection of links will look a lot different than an article or a video embedded in a markdown event. So I think I'm gonna keep it simple right now and just utilize NIP. Is it NIP 23? Yeah, the long form content for NIP 23. Yeah, let's do that. So in that case, I'm gonna broadcast a new resource and a new course, and I'll probably just do these again. So should I do this in no strudel or manually? What is our current? Oh, this will be on my no strudel. So let me see what our current event looks like, and I'll just copy that and iterate on it. Notes. No, my notes. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Just take me to obla.news. Can I open with nostr.band so I can see the raw JSON? Undefined, undefined. Oh no. Triply undefined. Okay, screw this. Let's go to Coracle. I know Coracle will take care of me. I'm just gonna search this note. I just want the raw. Just give me the raw. In address. There we go. Okay. Details, event JSON, copy. Sweet. Okay, let's just edit this down here. So content, gross, created at ID kind, pub key, sig, tags. Sweet. So we've got our D tag. This is our parameterized replaceable. I think I just put this as a random number for right now. Title and publish stat. This should also have a PlebDevs tag. Sweet. Let me bring this into my Nostr client example. I always use this to broadcast like a single note if it's not on spec. I actually want to build a simple like Nostr event builder soon, just for like testing, so you can just build raw JSON in the browser and broadcast it. Like, I'm sure something like that exists. I just always end up going back to this project. So add event listener, subscription, socket.syn, subscription, signed event, private key. Perfect. Oh wait, I need this to be broadcast on my key. Let's just log in and try and post this on Coracle. Extension, PlebDevs. Note, event. Maybe we should do this from obla.news. Follows, read. Title, image, summary tags. Community. Yeah, maybe community will eventually be the thing I'll do instead of tags for identifying my content, but this is their identifier. I've got publish stat. So I can put my own tags here, so I think that's everything I need. Content, title, image. Okay, let's do the same thing. PlebDevs, lightning address workshop. I'll just do my new one though. PlebDevs workshop, Bitcoin Core beginner. Image is actually right here. Copy image link. The content is an embedded video. Oh, it's under live. Streamed 53 minutes ago. Oh, this is my accidental stream. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Got link. Isn't there specifically a video table image link? Let's see. Embed video in Markdown. Specifically, actually, YouTube link. Embed. So embeds is an iframe. Is that what I want? What do we get here if I do that? Content image, save draft, preview. Look at that, it works. Okay, so I do want to do YouTube embeds here, and then I'll put a description. PlebDevs Bitcoin workshop. Added so many extra spaces to and this is Markdown, so I need to format these. After this, though, we should have some example data that's exactly what should be expected in prod. So that will be a huge thing to get past. I think just focus on building it further. PlebDevs.com. Sweet, and the tags, list tags separated by comma. So the tag is going to be PlebDevs resource. I think that's it. Let's see. Okay. Will I be putting descriptions in the actual Markdown, though, or in the description field? I wonder that. Can I view the raw? I can't. You're cross-posting past content. Let's see what I did last time. Copy this so I can view the raw. try noster.band. This will give us the raw. Ugh, could you find my notes? Include low quality content. Nothing found. Search worked earlier. Let's try it again. They're yelling back here. I'm utilizing this mute button. Pretty good. There's some foul language in PlebLab. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Then I'll be back. We'll continue on where we're at. Man, I just want to get this shit to render though. There's gotta be another client that will just give me the raw content of that. Coracle, Noster Band. I tried all of those. Let's try noster.com. /in address. Oh, sweet. Okay, show more details. Here we go. So D, title, summary, and then my content is literally source. It looks like my content is both the embed. But I think I want to utilize summary instead of putting this stuff inside of content if possible. So I think I'll do that. And then from here, yeah. Preview, cool. Should be able to post this. Got PlebDevs and resource. Cross-posting past content. Publication date was Sunday. Cool. Okay, let's post this, and then I'll come back and we'll render this. Relays, Noster Mutiny Wallet, that should do. Sweet. All right. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's stop the globalist agenda. Okay, broadcast of my resource. I'm gonna broadcast a test course as well. Test course, sample, ignore. So this is gonna be a series of links. Link 1, link 2, link 3. And link 4. And these are going to be, for my use case, these are each going to link to notes, which are videos. Is it going to reference the note or the actual markdown of the video, though? I believe it should be the markdown of the video. So we'll embed videos in each of these links. Or actually, in that case, it should be multiple embeds. So then maybe we've got more like a title. So it'll be like title 1. Yeah. So these will be lessons in course, and then we'll have the embeds underneath. So take this embed again. Copy, show player controls, cool. And I'll grab this image link. Oh shit, we got a fight about to break out here. I'm just gonna keep on coding. Okay, image, got a summary. This is the example course note format. I'm trying out the MAU. Tags, PlebDevs, comma, course. Identifier published at, today. Okay, test title 1, title 2, title 3. This looks good. Okay, that should work. Let's post it. And then we should be pulling both of these into our apps. Cool. Okay, let's close out this garbage. All of this nasty Noster garbage. Back to the app. On refresh, do we pull it in? Resources. Course. Well, this is something good. I need to trim this to a certain height. Resources. Oops. Don't need this anymore. Save that. Fetch courses. Courses. There we go. These are the same width. This is trying to fit too many in here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Because of a React strict mode, our use effects are running twice, so we're ending up with these dupes. But this shouldn't happen in production, but either way, I mean, getting rid of dupes is like, that's something I can just add onto the filter at some point. But this is fine for right now because this fills out my screen and I can go from here. So I'm gonna start by truncating this text, this description text. I need to set like a fixed height, I suppose. So let's try and do that. Resources, resource.summary. So max height is, what do I want to say here? 30 pixels. Okay, kind of pouring over in. Publish that text. Max height 30. Oh, okay, so I need to. Text overflow. Tailwind. How do I do text overflow? Something. Cut off. Text overflow. Hidden? Overflow hidden. Yeah, I believe that's it. Or clip. Text clip or truncate. Max height 30. Text clip. Let's try truncate. That didn't seem to change anything. Truncate. There we go. Truncate. Okay, let's make this like 50 pixels so you can see part of the description. Give us like 2 lines. No. If I just jump up to 200, what does that look like? Ellipsis. Text ellipsis. Maybe that's what I want. Ellipsis. Spell that right? Yeah. No, that didn't do it. Wait, but my max height's at 200. Let's go back to 50. Damn it. Okay. Sweet. Now I just need, I have margin top here. Max height. Let's do margin bottom 2. Maybe that'll push it down. It's like contained inside of it, so that seems to be the issue. So let's margin bottom 2. Let's put this outside of the div. Let's see what that looks like. That doesn't do it. Yeah, it's like not detecting how tall it's actually getting. That's kind of annoying. So let's just do truncate with, I don't think we even need max height. Probably just do truncate. Yeah, that's fine. Get rid of this extra margin. Okay, cool. So we can do that same thing. It's just class name truncate. That's all we ended up with. Do that same thing over here. For course.summary, truncate. Okay, seems to be somewhat normalized. Now let's render these actual pages. So I'm gonna make these clickable. And we are gonna visit a page that points probably to the node ID or in address. And we'll pull it in like that. So this will be under pages. And I'm gonna have pages, folder, resources. This hierarchy may change, but just doing what's simple right now. Resources, and we're gonna have slug.js. I'm just gonna render this. So const resource. Default resource. Resource, and then do we have a fetch? Probably gonna do like fetch single event for my use noster hook, some kind of function like that. Let's see if I have a fetch single event. Fetch courses, fetch resources, publish event, fetch single event. Cool. So fetch single event takes in an ID, and this needs to be so this needs to be the hex ID of the in address. So I need to do in address decode. Okay, that's not too bad. So we need use router to grab the slug. Yeah. So slug equals router.query. Let's bring in use noster. Fetch resource. This is going to be fetch single event. Use noster. And then we'll bring in a use effect here to fetch our event. And use state to store our event inside of the state of this component. Const resource set resource. Our hooks. Our router. We'll do our use effect right here. I don't like this structure. We're going to do const fetched event fetched resource equals. Do I need to await this? Wait. If I do, this has to be inside of const get resource async. And then we'll call this get resource. We'll say if slug and not resource, then we'll get the resource. Okay, so we're just passing the slug in raw, but we need to decode this from nib19. So I'm going to import nib19 from noster tools, and let's figure out how to use this. Noster tools. Directing multiple relays, nib10, 27, nib05, nib19, okay. nib19.decode, decode in profile encode decode. It looks like the decode is all we need. And we have type and data. What is type? Oh, type is what gets destructured from decode. And then the data is the actual public key. Okay. Let's say const decoded note ID 19 dot decode slug. It should be dot data. Let's console log this. Okay, sweet. I think that makes sense. Okay, so now I just need to link to that from index inside of, we're doing resources first, resources carousel. So we need an on-click for each of these. Carousel. So this would be here, each resource. Okay, use router. Do we need a callback? Let's see. Router.push. We're gonna do slash resource. So I should rename this to resource. This is resource slash oh damn, I actually realize if we're grabbing this from the raw event, content, title, summary image, resources. Let's console log the resource here. Let's see what we have. We might actually have the right resource.id. That might be it. Resource, content, image, publish chat, title. Okay. I need to keep the ID on here as well. So this would be parse resource event. ID. Event.id. We know that will be there. Okay, let's try that. Let's reload. Switch case maybe. Content, summary, title, image. Parse resource event. Okay. Event data. Iterate over the tags and extract the data. Return event data. ID equals event.id. This should work. Console log event. Event.id right there. Repopulate and resource. Title image. Oh, I'm extracting only the specific properties. I'm an idiot. Because I'm saying, yeah, so I need to say ID. ID, and then return ID. I see these at the top. Okay. Let's see what we got. ID is there, and we actually don't need to encode it. Let's get rid of this console log, and we'll go back into resource slug, and no need to decode. We just put in the slug. That's nice. Simplifies things. Okay, let's see if we can link to this. Let's see if we can render it. And at the point we have the fetch resource, let's actually console log it. Then maybe we can start rendering it here. All right, let's see what happens. Linking out, resource, type params is undefined. Is that an issue with my hook? Params is undefined. Sub.on is not a function. Params is undefined. There's no master index. We're getting the slug. Console.log slug. Slug is undefined. Okay, and then it's defined. But do I need to call use noster or something? I forget. Use noster. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, let's read our code. We probably made a mistake. So if we have the slug and there's not a resource, we call get resource. Call a fetch single event with slug. Let's see what happens inside of single event and use noster. So pool.current.subscribe mini. ID's ID. Okay, so we're passing in our argument correctly. So it's something wrong with our implementation here. So let's see. Let's see what we're doing for fetch courses, pool.current.subscribe mini, relays filter. Okay, so I need to break this out inside. They kind of changed the structure of how pool works. So this is one argument, this is my second argument, and then yeah, and this will be the handlers. On event, single event, resolve event. I think that should do it. Promise. Yeah, I think that should do it. Okay, cool. We got our event here. All right, hell yeah. Let's try and render it now. So now we need a library that can render some markdown. So let's search for it. Next.js, render markdown. Dynamic routes. Use the remark library. This is for handling something I'm not exactly going to be handling, but maybe we'll check out remark. Remark. Project and a plugin, you could turn this markdown into the following HTML. Remark parse, remark rehype. Interesting. Let's see if I can get ChatGPT to put me together an example specifically catered to my data. And we can work off of that and then kind of refactor it. So copy object. Can you use the remark library? To parse the markdown content inside of my event.content. I'm going to post below. This is inside of a XJS React component. Copy object. There we go. The remark library to parse markdown code. Let's go to their docs as well. This looks weird. Why do their docs look so weird? API documentation. Oh, it's literally here. Inside this giant README. Let's take a look at this. Resources page. Okay, remark HTML, markdown content. Just markdown to string and dangerously set inner HTML. Let's go. I guess that kind of makes sense. Content resource dot content, and let's say cool. Oh, I need to install remark. Okay. Stop our container for the first time. Okay, got held up in the beginning. That's what always happens. Gotta work for like an hour and a half before you start making some progress. Okay, npm I mark. And I guess I need remark HTML. Compose up build. Okay. I know we're gonna render, so like resource.title is gonna be at the top. H2 resource.summary. Interesting. We actually need to re-parse all of this. So I need parse resource. Parse resource event. So after we fetch the event, instead of setting the resource, we're going to say const formatted resource equals parse resource event. And then we'll set to serves. I shouldn't need to destructure it like this. That shouldn't be necessary. This should be fine, because I should have all of the fields, content, title, summary. ID will be here. Okay. Let's see if it renders. Come on, Docker. Okay, fetch the event. Ooh, okay. Warning. Wait. Remark webpack. Default is not a function. Ah, shit. Okay, we got something here. Maybe we installed this wrong. Let's see. We have at the top here. Install. This package is ESM only in Node.js version 16. Install with npm. npm install unified. So in some cases you're already using unified. For example, it uses AX. When you're dealing with one type of content such as markdown, you can Let's just search remark npm. This is getting weirder the more that I look into it. So we got remark and remark HTML. That's exactly what I installed. Remark. Whoa. And Dino. This package is ESM only. And browser. Type module. Let's see if we can find something obvious I'm missing here. Here's my component. Here are the docs. Your current component setup is almost correct for server-side usage or within Node.js. But for client-side processing, Next.js, you should ensure your imports and usage patterns are compatible with the client-side execution. Import remark. Ooh, this looks. Dynamically import the remark modules when on the client side. Given the talking to snippet provided, here's a conceptually adjusted approach using dynamic imports and checking them for the browser environment. Seems like, yeah, this might be a Node.js only package. This looks really sketchy, but let's try it. Let's give it a whirl. I don't need that. This is gross. Okay, new package. Client side. Markdown. Parser. React. Or let's say Next.js. React to Markdown from Remark.js. React component to render Markdown. Ah, I see. So they have a base library and they have a specific library just for the React. Let's see, npm react remark. Was that it? React Markdown. From Remark.js, install React Markdown. Okay, this seems a lot simpler. Jump to the gun. Installed a Node.js only library, so that won't do here on the client side. So I'll go ahead and remove those, reinstall. Remark. npm I React Markdown. Cool. No errors, so let's just rerun everything because we don't want those old packages to weigh us down. Okay, let's go back to ChatGPT and remake this prompt. So original one, can you use the React Markdown? Cool. It's not that I use ChatGPT to write my code, but I just use it as better documentation or documentation that's far, far quicker for me to parse through and start getting examples I can work from. So rehype raw, what is this? So to parse the content field, you would first ensure that the content you're parsing is in Markdown format. I know that it will be. The content you provided is an HTML iframe for embedding a YouTube video, which React Markdown doesn't directly render since it expects Markdown content. Interesting. However, you can use React Markdown along with a plugin like rehype raw to parse and render HTML content within the Markdown. So what is rehype raw? Let's see. npm HTML process. Create tree exactly how parameters are parsed. Okay, let's give it a try. You can also use, like, I know YouTube has a library for rendering their embeds, but I mean, I would like to avoid that. Oh, we need to install rehype raw. Fuck, I keep opening this. PI rehype raw. Okay, so rehype raw, assuming event is the event content posted. Interesting, so this is working, oh, I see, rehype plugins. It's markdown content event. Grab content out of event. Resource.content. Okay, sweet. Well, I guess let's see how this looks. Okay, give it another run. Once we got all of this kind of initial rendering bullshit out of the way, then I can start on the fun stuff. Payments, subscriptions, zaps. That's what I'm looking forward to. Okay, no, that's the old page. From now on, when people ask me what kind of database I like to use, I'm just going to be like, Noster. In an ideal world, most adversarial, I guess, kind of apps, they should just use Noster as their database. Why do you have a database? That should be like proper questioning in the future. It's like, why do you have a database? How can you justify having a database? Why do you get to own the data? What necessitates that? Because that's what Noster's really doing. We're stretching the capabilities of a simple client-side app and the needs of data for hydrating that app. Okay, so we got some errors here. Error during auto login. Well, that's fine. That's okay. This is what it renders, though. So that's kind of disappointing. Let's console log. So this should have the embedded YouTube video in it. Console log content. Content is undefined. Content is undefined. Why is content undefined? Content is what's literally being passed into here. Oh, resource.title, resource.summary, if resource. Oh, so this isn't even rendering. Resource.content. So I need actually resource.content, and maybe that's my issue. Content undefined. What the fuck? Oops. I just clicked on the embed in here. Maybe it is actually rendering. Div. Yeah, the div here is literally empty. If resource.content, if resource.content. Markdown. Oh, I'm calling it markdown. I'm an idiot. Okay, I need to call this content. Content, because I am expecting it by name here. Sweet, there we go. That's an embed. Okay. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get this in order. how am I laying out my pages? How is my page laid out right now? So we go into div, index, head, main. Is there any styles on main? No. Courses carousel, resources carousel. Those are very limited, so I think I should be good. I'm probably just gonna center content, make it the right size. So class name, container, flex call, justify center. Text 4XL, big as fuck. XL for the summary. Okay, and this should be centered now, my markdown content. Do we not have 4XL? We don't. Or I spelled it wrong. Test 4XL. Test failed. Okay, there we go. Justify center, flex call. Text center. We'll have my 6. Add some margin on the y-axis. X2XL, text center. Okay, cool. So I need to center this markdown content. What do we got here? Looks like it's taking up the full width. So I'm gonna put this in its own div. And let's see. Let's say MX Auto. Padding. Okay. What does this look like when I click on it? I kind of want to make it bigger. I mean, you can go full screen from here. This iframe is rendering, so it has the width and the height actually embedded into it. So it's like, that's like the standard YouTube video size. Okay. Let's drop these down a little bit, make them a little smaller, and let's get some MX, some margin on the x-axis. Do like 8, kind of bring it in a little bit. Font bold. Okay. So I noticed that I'm not adding, there's no spaces here, or like white spaces in the description. Sorry, the summary. What does our summary look like? Content. Right, we are making progress. Summary, let's console log the summary. Resource dot summary. So it looks like the white spaces are in here, but they're not explicitly set. Wow, I've never... Like, when we console log it, we're recognizing that there's spaces in here, but there's no explicit white spaces. So how is that the case? Let's ask ChatGPT. It's kind of weird. So, when I console.log summary, there appears to be white spaces, though not explicitly set with \n. Here's the log. Is there a way I can render this in my H2 with the white spaces? And the logs. Here's my code. Yeah, this can be something that maybe I just need to consider when creating the resource on Nostr to, yeah, like explicitly include the white spaces. So you can achieve this by applying the CSS property white space preline. Interesting. White space preline. Can I do this in Tailwind? White space preline, just like that. Is that really all it takes? Let's see. Sweet. Works. Okay. That text is still a little bit big. What is it? Text XL. We'll do text large. And MX12. I'm going to bring this in a little bit. Okay, cool. There's definitely some styling to be done here, but we are rendering the content, the title. Yeah, I need like a design for this entire page, because on this page we would show comments, we would show zaps. I want to show the ability to add a comment. Yeah, so there's a lot here, but this is a good start. So let's go back. So let's see if we can render the course now. This should be very similar. Resource slug, let's make pages, new folder, course, and slug. Oop, not doing TypeScript. Slug.js, maybe TypeScript later, not yet. Okay, markdown content, we'll call this course, and we'll just rename everything. Content, fetch single event, slug. The parse resource event and the parse course event is actually the same. So I'm going to rename this. Parse event tills Nostr parse resource event to parse event and parse resource event. Anywhere we're using this, I'm going to rename it. Parse event. Parse event. Save. Okay, nothing. Okay. Get rid of these console logs. These. this console log. Place this setter. Set course. Course and not course. And if course.content and course.content. Man, I forget sometimes, but React is fun. React is literally a fun way to make shitty apps. Course, export default course. Okay, that looks good. Looks similar. Names are updated. Should be able to render the same. It will just look a little different because, well, actually this still has the embed, the YouTube embed. So let's see how it looks. So back here. Oh, I need to add the on-click. So something like this, on-click, router.push. The courses carousel. This should be /course /course.id. Pull out ID. Sweet. I also need to I want to do cursor pointer on here. Oops. Let's see how to do that. Tailwind. Cursor. Pointer events. Cursor. Dash pointer. Pointer events. Cursor. Pointer. Tailwind. Cursor. It's just cursor. Cursor pointer. Should have just tried it. Okay, add these to both. Course and resource carousel, so we can tell it's something to click on. Alrighty, sweet. Let's visit. Router is not defined. Okay. /course /undefined. So it's not grabbing the ID here. So course.id. We should be extracting the ID. But we're not returning it. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, cool. Renders. It's interesting because I remember the titles here were emboldened. So that's some kind of formatting that's not crossing over, but looks all right. Sweet. I need to work on my use Nostra because I'm gonna need duplicates here as I like refresh. Or maybe it says as I navigate pages, they're like building up. Yeah. Building up, it's rerunning, it's rerunning, it's rerunning, it's rerunning, it's rerunning. So I need to keep dupes out of local, not local storage, out of my state. So this is running on render. Let's check our index.js. So I say fetch resources and fetch courses whenever they're ready. So fetch resource, filter params. So simply just dispatches the event into our state. So really it's at the state level, I think, that I want to dedupe, because it's at the state level that I'm going to be pulling in all of the, or like literally rendering the events from state in my components. So I think I'm going to do that for right now. Events reducer. So I've got add resource, add course. We just have add items, state action courses. Add items, if payloads array, spread to the existing array. Sweet, okay. So I need to edit my add items function here to remove dupes. And this should be, oops, literally by the ID of the event. Okay. Can you update my add items function here to detect dupes by .id and keep dupes from getting added into courses or resources. And here's my code. Add items, existing IDs is a set. Okay, so we just keep this set as we, so this is happening in a single instance. We start a set. I think that should be fine. So currently, I don't think we're using set resources or set courses anywhere. Yeah, but that's just the ability to set an entire new array versus adding a single item. So this should be good for right now. Let's see what happens if we render, re-render a bunch. Okay, one, let's re-render. I can keep clicking and we're pulling in the events, but it's just closing immediately. So cool. I think that is a pretty solid place to stop at for today. I gotta go eat dinner anyway. But PlebDevs platform will keep getting built, keep going underway. I'm gonna keep streaming as I'm working on this when I have time. And yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool once it's up and running. And hopefully next time we can get on Zap.stream. I'll figure out the manual stream URL setup there. But cool, thanks for joining along if you did. And I'll be back streaming again either tomorrow or at the very least this weekend. We'll be doing a workshop as usual. So, hell yeah. Till next time.